and welcome to my channel. I am the designer of Bobbin.com. Today I'm featuring my Window Wallet version 1. This one has the window on the outside. The access to that window pocket is on the inside, like a secret pocket, and 2 additional pockets to keep your cards in. So there's 3 pockets on the inside, the window on the outside to show it. Snap. This is optional to have the D-ring. You can have no D-ring and just a wallet. Depends on how you want to sew it out. Remember to subscribe, ring that bell. If you like my video today, give me a thumbs up. Comments in the bottom would be great. This vinyl, actually, some people will ask, is actually featured for September 1st, 2019 from a Dazzletown embroidery vinyl. This is called Classy Embossed Faux Leather. It comes in black, white, gray, mint, lavender, and soft blue. This is the gray. It's very nice. I think it's the texture of it, if you can see it, it's just really cool. It's soft, pliable. So this is my wallet from Bobbin.com. This is Window Wallet version 1. 3 pockets on the inside, no access to the outside. I do have a version 2 and the video for that as well. Check it on out. So let's get started. Alright, these are the materials we're going to need for our Window Wallet version 1. This is in 1 hooping, all in one. We've got our 5x7 hoop with a lightweight, medium to lightweight stabilizer tearaway, must be tearaway. We've got our 2-piece vinyl set up and pre-cut. We have 2 pieces, the outside vinyl, which is either printed, textured. The nice part is usually my outside of the wallet. Inside I use just a plain marine vinyl or plain colored vinyl. Can be anything, even a thinner vinyl if you'd like. These 2 pieces are 4.5 by 7 3/4. I've got my written directions. Then I've got 3 inside pockets. So the window clear vinyl is 3 3/4 by 2.5, which is going to go on the outside part of our wallet. The 3 pockets on the inside. So I've chosen to make 2 of the pockets the same color as the print or the outside of my wallet, and I've used 1 pocket just plain vinyl, and that's kind of be the hidden pocket, which is going to be underneath. So in the end, the inside is going to look like this. Will give you an idea. So you saw the finished version in the beginning. So this pocket here is kind of hidden, which is where the ID or your whatever you're going to have here showing through the window. So this will be our window pocket on the inside, the access to it, and then our 2 pockets. So the 2 pockets, which is going to be your printed or outside vinyl, will be 4.5 by 2.5, and then the 1 single pocket, that's going to be 4.5 by 2 3/4. It's just a little bit bigger so it sticks up higher so you can see the pocket. I've got my cutting tools, my measuring to measure where my pockets go, my 1 set of cam snaps, and ruler. I'm going to be cutting my straight edges with a rule. You can cut by scissors, up to you. So I'm just going to show you how I do it and how I make this wallet. And I've got my instructions printed out just in case, but that's why you're watching this tutorial. So I will see you at the embroidery machine. Alright, we're all ready at the machine. I have my pattern already loaded in the machine, ready to go. Everything's pre-cut. I'm going to put my hoop in, and the first stitch is going to be the Lobster Claw placement. We're going to place our Lobster Claw. I'm going to tape on our line. I need to change this to black. And I'm going to tape down the hardware too so that it won't flip up, and this tape will stay here throughout our whole stitching. All right. And this is optional. optional. You don't have to have the Lobster Claw if you don't want to. You can leave this out and just have a plain wallet without the clip. Alright, our next step is going to be the tack down of our top. Sorry, I lost my thought here. So I'm not going to use any tacky spray on this one because of having to tear away and the window and everything. We don't want it sticky. So everything on this one, version 1, I'm going to be taping down. So just cheap masking tape is fine. Don't need a whole lot either. Don't need to tape every corner down. So I'm going to center it in my hoop from side to side, end to end. And I'm going to tape it at the ends, since my piece is just a tad bit longer. And that's all you really need. You don't need much more. I'm just going to tape the two ends. It's on the top, so it'll be good. And we're going to run the tack down stitch for this one. This one did our tack down, and it did our placement line for our window. So we're going to turn the hoop over to the back side, and we're going to work on the back side. And I'm going to cut some of my stitching out. I'm going to trim some of it. I don't want the threads hanging out of the wallet when we're done with it. So I trim. I use my lighter. Get those stitches to lay inside the design, not sticking out to the outside. There we go. Now what we're going to do is carefully tear the stabilizer out. So I'm just gently with my scissors. I use the 3-inch. I'm going to start it. And I'm going to cut around to our guideline. And you want to make sure you get it all the way to that guideline. If you go outside it and cut the threads, no problem. It's just your guideline threads. Don't worry about it. You just want to make sure you're cutting at least like here. Like I just did it for you to show you. It's okay. It's okay to go on the outside a little bit when you cut the stabilizer. You don't want a lot hanging on the inside because that's where your window's going to go and you'll see it hanging in. So you want to make sure you cut more towards the outside. So this is where I'm going to place my window. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to knock your camera. Make sure everything's out, dusted, clean, all your edges are clean. You're going to take your vinyl and you're going to lay it over the guidelines. And you want to make sure you don't go outside of your wallet. You want to stay on the inside of the wallet. And we're going to tape this down. There we go. So the clear pocket's here. I taped it down. And now I'm going to put it back in. Sorry. There we go. And this next stitch will be our window as to where we need to cut the vinyl out. Pull that out so it's actually tacked our clear. So we can take our tape off. And it's up to you if you want to do it now or we can wait. But cutting this window part out. So you can either do it now or you can wait until we're done but as long as you've got your tearaway torn out, that's the important part, that we have that out. So the next piece now is going to be our solid color. I should have binded this, but I didn't. For the inside, this is the liner piece. So same thing, I'm not going to spray this because then the spray will get on our clear, so I'm going to have to tape this down. We're going to center it, and I'm going to just tape my corners. Doesn't need a whole lot for me. For my machine, I have the tabletop, so, but if you don't have a tabletop, then you may need to use more tape. So just tape my corners, make sure my tape is secure, and I'm going to pop it back in the machine and do the next step, which is going to be tacking that vinyl together to this vinyl. So real quick. Sorry. So that one actually did the tack down for the full wallet, and it also went and did the center for the window, and it also attached it in the back, so we know where we're going to cut it out on the front and the back. So now we're going to attach the pockets. So we can remove this tape because we're going to need it for our pockets. We're going to have to cut this window out first before we attach the pocket. Cut my threads. And this one's a little harder to see because I use black stitching. Well, you can kind of see, you can see with the glare. So we're going to cut this little window out here first. So same thing, we're going to be really careful. Use our small, really pointy scissors. We're going to start at one corner. I have my hand resting underneath it to give it stability. So I'm going to just work my scissors into it. Start with little snips at a time. And I want to make sure I'm, not going to be cutting into my clear vinyl. So I just want to lift it a little bit if I can. Make sure only cutting the liner vinyl, not our clear. So cut a straight line, snip into the corner. Oops. And I can now lift this piece. I have not cut my clear, so I'm good. Snip into the corner. Turn. Get up into that corner with the scissors again. Snip. We want to make sure we're not going to shift it or pull it up with our stabilizer out of our hoop. So we're good. Everything's good on the front side. We're still tacked down. So now we're going to add our pockets. So this is where you're going to end up with the ID or whatever you're putting into this pocket. So it's going to cover the back of this, but it's up to you. You don't want more vinyl. You don't want more layers. But it gets covered up anyways. So my first pocket's going to be the dark color or whatever color you want. It's the larger pocket. So the first, the larger pocket, so I'm going to look at my directions really quick. It's been a while. You want to make sure you're covering that window. And this measurement here is a half inch below the line. We have our center line, so you're going to measure a ½ inch. And we're going to tape that down. Put my tape. And I'm not going to do too much tape because I'm not going to lay my next pocket on here, so I'll measure it. And then the other two pockets, from the center line down is going to be 5/8. So we're going to measure 5/8 from here. Tape on our sides. Careful we don't push through on our stabilizer, so we'll get clean lines when it. And then the same thing with our other pocket on top of that one. We're going to do a 5/8 down on this one. Or whatever measurements you want. If you want to go more than 5/8 or you want your pockets a little bit so your cards stick out, it's up to you on how far down you want it. I actually am going to do this one a little bit lower than the 5/8 because I like my cards to just a little bit to stick out so I can grab them, and I want this pocket down further. So we're going to go move it. I'm going to actually move this one at 3/4 of an inch down. And we're going to tape this one too. On this side. There we go. So make sure I have my measurements right. I'm going to do this one at 5/8. That one. All right. Go ahead and put it back in. Make sure our tape is down. Flip it over really quick. Push down on our tape to make sure it's together. And we're going to do our last stitch out here. Make sure nothing flipped on us. And this is where, sorry for the reach, this is where I would put my label in. I put my label just inside the pocket. So it's there. And everything's ready to go back in. This will be our last stitch out. Everything's sewed out. We're all around. Some. Everything's stitched. Nothing flipped. Check everything. All right, we're good. I'll meet you at the cutting table. All right, we have everything sewn out. Ready to go. Cut it out and all. Ready to go. We're going here. All right. Perfect. All right, I'm going to use my straight for my straight edges, and I'm going to do a little bit on here. Show you how to do that. I use 1/8 of an inch, and I try to use my 1/8 line on the inside of my stitch line, so that'll give me a nice even on all sides. When it comes to where the lobster claw is, I'm not obviously going to cut all the way through, but I do use the rotary to get the closest of straight lines that I can until I get to that part. So just really careful. I just gently go in enough to just right before it. You can see that I haven't cut through, and then I'll watch where my blade is, and I'll go in and out the other side. So it's cut enough off, and then I can just do my scissors inside. I'll show you how I do that. Cut stitches or little threads off. So I cut most of this off here. and I'm going to pull back the lobster claw. So if you don't have one, then you've made a nice straight cut and don't have to worry about it. But if we have the lobster claw, you're going to pull back just enough to get the other stuff out of the way, and you can see the one piece you're going to cut. And you've got a straight line. You're going to go from this side to this line here. So go straight across. Do the same thing. We're going to pull the lobster claw back, and we're going to have a straight line, straight cut to the next side. I'm cutting through a couple layers of vinyl, so it might take a little extra. There we go. Pretty straight there. Then we're going to use the scissors for the rest of our cutting. We're going to cut the corners nice and rounded. Some vinyls you got to do one cut and that's it. You can't trim, can't get it to go right after that. So some vinyls you only get one chance to cut. And I'll go ahead and cut. This is going to be tough. You're cutting through 4 layers of vinyl on this part, so this could be a little tough on the hands. Do your best and try and get some straight lines with your scissors. I use cheap 99-cent store scissors. I don't buy expensive scissors for my vinyl or felt. Then we're going to get right in that corner. We're going to turn. I'm going to push that vinyl in, so I got a sharp corner there. Turn my project, not my hand. And yeah, cutting through those pieces of layer right here in the corner is a little tough there, but kind of want to use a lighter or thinner vinyl for this. A nice rounded off corner. And of course that didn't look right. Sometimes you can save it by turning it over and cutting the other side. Kind of did a little bit. And then we've got this piece to cut off. These pieces here, we're going to cut straight across. There we go. This vinyl actually shows. May not have been the best choice, but some projects work good with certain vinyl, some projects don't. So we've cut our pieces off. Now we're going to attach I'm going to cut my threads here. Really hard to see with black. We need to cut this window out. We have our curve, 4-inch curves. That's what I like to use. These big scissors are really not fun to try to get in there, so the little ones work good. So you just want to start in the corner. You're going to put your at an angle. You don't want to go straight in because you don't want to hit that clear vinyl that's in there. So we're going to start in the corner. We're just going to work our little tip in there, and we'll do a couple little snips just to get the scissors in there. Making sure we're not cutting our clear vinyl. There we go. And then we just glide it until we get to the corner. And we didn't cut the vinyl, good. The clear is still there. And we're going to cut straight up again. This vinyl is very, very pliable. It's very thin, pliable, like fabric almost. It's really nice. It's got a flannel type little backing, knit backing to it. So there's our clear pocket. Yay! Everything worked out good. Everything somewhat. I was in a hurry. I would have cut out a little bit better. So next thing we're going to do is attach our snap. So I've got my set. Put my garbage away. Save this. Earrings. We're looking at earrings or, you know, something felties. These pieces work great. Another tip. Tips and tricks. Alright, we're going to make our hole. I leave a little bit so there's enough to grab. So I don't put it way at the front. I don't want to put it way back here. You're going to want to get it to fold and go over, but leave enough room to pull back just a little bit so we can put some cards in this wallet. So I'm going to make my hole. And I'm going to put the first cap in, make sure the tip comes through all the way. And this is how I'm going to mark where I'm going to put my next snap. It's not going to go all the way through my pocket. My snaps are inside my pockets. So I'm going to fold it over, and then I don't want to come like right tight. You don't want to be tight because then when you start putting cards in the wallet, you get a little bit of bulk, and you want to be able to close it. So I just kind of back off of it a little bit. I've actually made it wide enough so when you do put bulk in there, it'll give a little bit for you. So I just want to get it in the straight and, you know, not off in a corner here. So I'm going to mark my little spot of where I am centered. Look straight down on it. Sorry, I got to look real quick. Okay, there we go. And you want to go straight down. I'm going to push just a little bit to mark my hole, which is right there. And I want to make sure it's not too far to the stitch, because what's going to happen is this is going to sit right up against it. So with the hole being right there, we have plenty of wiggle room. Okay? So I don't want to go all the way through yet because I don't want to go through my pocket. I'm going to pull my pocket away, and I'm going to push this part up. See, you're able to play with this little part. You can bend it and push through. And then that's my hole. I'm going to put my I can't grab it. Put my cap right through the hole. That's gray, so we can't see it. So there we go. It's come through. So I'm going to use my table press, which is set up on a stool, to do my stud or male, which I always put on the tab or the top of anything. I always put the male, and it joins into the solid piece, which is where the female will be, which is the cap. Or I mean the I did it again. I forgot what it was again. I remember, but I forgot. So I've got this part on real quick, and we're going to match. And I'm going to show you how with your hand press to get the female part. So you're gonna push down your wallet a little bit, so it's kind of flat here a little bit, and this part is crunched a little bit, just because depending on your vinyl that you use, you just want to be really careful. Some of it's a little more stiffer and you don't want to crease it. And then I'm just going to wedge. First I need my socket. Haha, remembered. It's called a socket. The female or the socket part right there. We're going to hold on to it really tight with both. I'm going to wedge my handheld, and I'm going to seat the cap into there and then slowly close down where I was holding it. So I've got a little bit of pressure, not a lot right now. I'm making sure everything is seated in there first. Good, because you want to make sure you get one chance at this basically. So we're seated. I can feel that it's in there. I'm right down. I have to use the edge of the table. My wrist doesn't allow me to clamp anymore, so give it a good push, and it's perfect right in the center. Smush down, closes, opens, it doesn't pop off. We are in business on this one. So this is the Window Wallet version 1, where the access, people are asking the difference between the two, the access for the window wallet is on the inside of the wallet. So you've got 3 pockets inside, 2 and 3, and this is where your snap is, inside here. So you don't have it sticking here, you have a nice inside look. Your ID or whatever it is you put in that pocket comes right through the window. Everything's perfect. It's down far enough in so that it's almost like a hidden pocket, that they're wondering, you know, where the ID is. So it's actually down in and hidden so that it's not going to fall out or people can't find it real quick or anything. So that's down inside, and then you've got your 3. Snap closed. And this is the Window Wallet version 1 by badbobbin.com is my site. If you liked what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think. You like it, don't like it, things you think could improve or be better. Questions, I'll be free to, you know, to ask them. I'll answer them, no problem. And thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll get more notifications when I come up with new videos. And you can give me ideas too if you'd like. So thank you for watching. And don't forget to get your design from badbobbin.com. Meet you at the cutting table.